Good afternoon, everyone. Nathan from All Properties Group on the Gold Coast. I'm out here live at the moment at Calypso Bay, trying something a bit different. You'll see the flag behind me on this side. I can't point. There we go. There. Decided to try an open home on a block of lands. Hasn't been as successful as what I would have hoped, but it's always good to give buyers any sort of opportunity to talk to an agent face to face with information. So we thought we'd have a crack. So while I'm standing here with a few minutes left, I wanted to come on board and give you guys an update. And you'll tell by the title that the market is a bit different at the moment. So I wanted to talk about the Mexican standoff, which if we go back 3 or 4 months ago, I did a whole video on this actually. I'm trying to work out and see what you think, whether the Mexican standoff has made a return. That as well, next week, of course, interest rates are set to rise again on, I believe it's on Tuesday this week. It might be the Tuesday after, depending on when the first week of December is. So we'll be interested to watch what happens there. And I thought I'd give you my prediction and what I think that might do to the marketplace moving forward. So we'll watch it happen. But one big thing, number 7, Melbourne Street in Pimpama. Contractors collapsed, unfortunately, and we've put an amazing price on this home. Gainsborough Greens, 37 square home, 929 to 969 will buy this home at the moment, completely vacant, ready to move into before Christmas, after Christmas. We're ready to go. So get in touch if you're in the market at the moment. Number 28 Saraba Way in Pimpama, now priced at a guide of 1.2 to 1.3 million. An amazing luxurious home in Gainsborough Greens, no body corporate, with a pool, 37 squares, 5 bedrooms, multiple living spaces. Probably one of the best houses for sale right now within the estate, and it's not something you want to miss out on. Of course, I've got out of Calypso Bay, number 127 Paradise Parade, where I am today, which is over 750 square meters of water frontage, 26 meters of backing onto the lake with the opportunity to put a 16-meter boat out the back on your pontoon. Basement has been approved here too, so you can build a 3-story residence, and we've even got plans in place that we can show you to build an amazing property out here with an 8-car basement already designed. Geotechnicals, everything done. Number 20 Poinciana Place just had a dramatic price reduction to 1.95 million plus, north to water. Fantastic new home, 3 solar systems, Tesla battery, smart home features, pool, everything you can imagine. And of course, 23 Windward Place, a stunning architecturally designed 2-story home, now guiding at 1.8 to 1.9 million dollars, and an opportunity there to buy at a very cheap house on the water, south facing there. So we've got some really good opportunities in the marketplace with some awesome ones hitting the market in January with me as well. So stay tuned with that as well. But let's talk about the Mexican standoff. So over the last couple of weeks, and last week especially, we've had some auctions. We've had a lot of offers come through. We've had things change. And what I'm noticing is that buyers have once again reduced their expectations, or the borrowing power for them is reduced, and therefore they're passing that on to sellers at the moment. They're making offers that are slightly below where the owner would have considered good value 2 months ago or a month ago. All right. And what's happening is sellers are holding off. They're hoping that the time comes where the market changes, or they're hoping another week on the market might bring better offers. And right now we're noticing that that's not happening. What's usually happening is that the buyers are submitting their offers and the sellers aren't moving. And there's usually between a $50,000 to $100,000 gap in the price points that I'm selling in at the moment. Obviously less in the lower price points as well. But neither party are willing to move. And this happened 3 or 4 months ago, before we had the correction, of not correction really, it's just a small dip in the marketplace, before sellers were happy to sell and the market started moving again, and prices had done quite well for the last few months since then. So this could be the start of something, and people might genuinely just be hesitant with the interest rates set to rise again. They could just be hesitant with Christmas around the corner. People are on holidays, or borrowing power has genuinely dropped. I just had obviously 7 Melbourne Street collapse. Their pre-approval had changed after the interest rates, and their borrowing capacity is no longer there. I'm negotiating another property at the moment where their borrowing capacity has dropped by 10% to where they thought, and unfortunately that's now dropped their expectations on what they would pay for this particular property. And there's that middle ground that we're trying to get to at the moment. So that's an interesting standpoint. If you're looking at selling, we know that the interest rates are rising once more next month, more than likely at the start of January. They're going to do something as well, but we'll watch and wait. Could now be the opportunity to jump. Could now be the opportunity to listen to the marketplace, take it and buy in the same market, or potentially a worse market come January or February next year, and pocket yourself some profit there. And if you are buying, I'm going to continue to hand on about this, because yes, their market might dip slightly, and we're talking 1 or 2% at the moment difference. Your borrowing power every half, 50 basis points, which we're looking at that 25 next week, and we had 25 last month, that's 10% reduction in the average borrowing power. So if last month you had $1 million, potentially next week you can only spend 900,000. I can tell you now that the house that was $1 million is not going to be 900,000 next week. And that's going to be the hard part for a lot of buyers at the moment. And that's why we've probably seen that reduction in buyers of people holding for the market to drop. But the longer you wait as a buyer, even if the market does drop, your borrowing power may reduce your ability to buy that house anyway. So get in the market while you can, in my opinion, and stop waiting for the bottom. It's just, we don't know when that's going to be. The average cycle lasts 20 months and we're 12 months into it more than likely. So we're not far off. If we are to the bottom now, not far off. And I don't think we're going to see much more of a drop to the bottom from now. So yes, the interest rates will rise. I think 25 basis points next week. I'd be shocked if we see 50, but based on America's movements recently, everything is possible. So we'll just have to watch and wait. We know that the RBA is a little bit worried at the moment that what they're doing hasn't worked. So they may decide to increase their aggression again towards the end of this year and into the start of next year. And that could have a dramatic change in the markets. What is good to see out there is that investor confidence has returned. Almost every buyer I'm talking to right now is an investor. They're seeing great returns on properties. They're happy to ride out the interest rates because the rentals are covering them anyway. And with the rental crisis for them, it's going to continue, unfortunately. We need more investors, to be fair, to make that better. But investor confidence is really good to see. So if investors are confident in buying and they can ride out the normal cycle of a property market, so can a first home buyer, so can a downsizer, upsizer, and everyone else in the market. Take that as a sign that things are good and things will get better in the future. But right now, if you are looking at selling, I do think it's the best time to do it. So that's probably the biggest wrap up. Yes, we're seeing at the moment the amount of sales is still down by 50%. I think that's because sellers' expectations are still here, buyers' expectations are here, and there's that middle ground that we've got to find, and we'll see what happens there. But if you want to know what's going on in your particular suburb, please get in touch. I'm about to go enjoy a week away in Fiji, and I can't wait to show you guys that trip. Obviously, we've had some amazing news as of late. I'm expecting a little baby girl. We just had our first year wedding anniversary, and they've got another team member who's not a baby joining me next year, so stay tuned for that announcement as well. Have a great weekend, everyone. Look at this weather. Get out and enjoy it. Talk soon.